I say I will. Oh, I will. Oh, when there's a door that you can't open, when there's a door that you can't open, when there's a war, I will.
Right, hello guys and welcome to another Let's Talk. Today I'm joined by Ella from A Passion for Travel, who's going to tell us all about her adventures travelling. Hi Ella, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you today? Nice for being here.
It is, thank you very much for coming on. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do and where you're from?
Yes, so I'm Ella, I'm 26 years old, was born in Russia but grew up in Germany. And 6 years ago I decided to leave Germany behind and go for traveling. What was a plan just for 9 months turned out to be 6 years now, and it doesn't seem that we are stopping soon. And yeah, it just absolutely turned into my life now.
What was it that you think was that initial realization that this is what you wanted to do all the time?
Well, I think I realized in New Zealand that the first time going somewhere else, that there's so much more out there than I used to know. Because when I lived in a small village, everyone was going the same path, everyone was doing the same thing, and everything was laid down already. You knew already where you're gonna be in 5 years, where you're gonna be in 10 years, where you're gonna be in 30 years even, and where you're gonna be with 65, because then you retire and like have free time now.
Yeah.
And when we started to travel, I just met so many different families, travelers who just showed me there's so much more out there, and actually you have so many more options and decisions that you could make if you are ready to go for a little bit of the unknown. So I decided to go for the unknown and just figure out what is out there for me.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Where was then the first place you decided to travel to?
For me, it was New Zealand. The first plan was to, as I used to be a kindergarten teacher in Germany, the first plan was to be an au pair for 9 months in New Zealand, and that was the only plan. Yeah, so it was New Zealand for 9 months.
And did Flash go with you to New Zealand?
Yes, like the first time I told him about this idea, he didn't like it at all. Because he was absolutely the security guy. Like, okay, you have a safe job, you know where you live, you know your language. So going to the other end of the world, speak a new language, and yeah, absolutely start again from scratch was super scary for him. But at the end, love won. And he said, even if I don't like this idea, I don't want to have you so far away, so I come with you. That was his first decision, and he learned how amazing traveling is afterwards, after doing this scary step.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's such a nice little story to have. One of the big questions I think most people have when you do sort of see travelers who do this full time is, how do you financially support yourself with all this traveling?
So 6 years ago when we started, we knew the only option was work and holiday visas. So New Zealand, Australia and Canada had this option for German citizens. So this is what we also used in New Zealand and Australia, saved up and kept on going with the money as long as it worked. The thing is that a work and holiday visa, you can do it only once in your life, and mostly just for 1 year, and only before 30 years. So everything after a while was not valid for us anymore because we used it already. We are soon running closer to 30, and we needed an option just to move on all the time and yeah, be not so restricted with finding a place where we find a job. So we jumped into the opportunity to work online and got in contact with a girl who was already working online to teach us everything we need to know to, yeah, just everything what we need right now is a laptop and Wi-Fi. And we found Wi-Fi even in the jungle of Honduras, where we thought, okay, there's no way we're gonna work for the next 5 days, and the Wi-Fi was better than in the city. So yes, this is now what we all need, and we can just take it with us wherever we go.
So what kind of stuff do you then do online? You say you're working from online, so what kind of stuff does that entail?
Flash and I, we do completely different things. So he invested into a course to learn about investing, stock market, trading, and all those sorts of things, which like I sucked already in maths. So everything with numbers and analysis was nothing for me. So I reached out to a girl that had a course about affiliate marketing, and that's something that I found my joy in. I also write a children book right now, so yeah, we just went into one thing and it turned out to have so many multiple things now. But what I do mainly is affiliate marketing, and what Flash is doing mainly is investing and trading.
So do you get to meet up with sort of other people who do that sort of thing, or like I imagine it's very much just you and him, but do you meet up with anyone else to try and get like clients or sell stuff to people?
No, so you can of course work online, but as we travel all the time, we are meeting a lot of people. So we have, I think, less just us two time than being around with people who are traveling or doing similar things as we do. And it's laid down that we can do everything online, but if we meet other people live, it's also fine.
With the traveling then, is it sort of similar spaces or areas you visit to, or have you got like a certain like bucket list you want to tick off?
Yeah, well, on the bucket list is like every single country in this world.
That's quite expensive, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't really have a route. What we did in the beginning was the logistically way of having a map and going in a nice circle and what makes sense. Well, the truth is that you go wherever it takes you, where people just recommend you, or it's just happening. So now we truly travel. We are now in this country and we don't know what's happening next week. If we go south, if we go north, there's always an idea what we want to do, but not planned out that we need to go there. If there comes another option, then we just go for it.
So whereabouts are you traveling now?
Currently we are in Albania. So what we did, because we were in South America in the beginning of the year, and then the lockdown started in Ecuador, which was super strict, and after staying 2 months only in the house, we said like, okay, well, before we stay 6 months just in the house, we can also go back and visit our family. So from there on, we went from Germany south and just crossed the borders from Germany, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Montenegro. Now we are in Albania. And that's the only thing we have planned right now. Because of the birth of our baby, we maybe don't fly now to Asia or South America. We maybe just stay here in this area.
So have you thought about then the plan for when the baby sort of arrives? How will travel and your sort of life change from what it currently is and what it has been before?
Yes, so before it was just us two, and we talked about it for a really long time, that we want to be a travel family and that we want to continue traveling full time with the baby, and also while pregnancy right now. Yes, so this is definitely what we're gonna do. We want to visit our family so that we don't come in 2 years and say like, oh, just by the way, this is your granddaughter. Yeah, we want them to see the baby for sure, but then before and after, for sure, we will travel with the three of us.
Brilliant. Do you think, I know it's very hard with babies to sort of plan how they'll be. Do you think it's almost going to be an immediate back up and go, or do you reckon you'll have like a few months just while the baby grows?
It's gonna be like 1-2 months that we just want to stay in a place where we are, get used to the new situation and get to know each other, and like the most exciting time ever. And I think after 2 months, if the baby's ready, we are ready to go as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. I wish you the absolute best of luck, for that. It's an incredible story and sort of achievement to be a nice little traveling family.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So we know each other from the Yes Theory Facebook page.
Yes, exactly.
So how did you come across them?
So I think I'm not the typical, how you say that, not the typical member of the Yes Theory who watched first the YouTube videos, got a huge fan, and then discovered the group. 3 years ago, actually, a friend of mine who used to live in Germany and moved to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Was living out there. He just added me into the group and said like, "Oh, Ella, that could be super interesting for you because I think you have the same spirit and that's kind of the thing you're doing." And then I was just in this group. And I think for 6 months I just saw it on my feed, like coming up, like some posts and more scrolling over it. But as longer I was in there were some posts I thought like, wow, that's really interesting. So I started commenting, and through my comment, someone texted me like, "Hey Ella, through your comment, I saw your page and I think it's really cool what you're doing. Maybe you should introduce yourself into the group." That was like the first step that I did a post telling a little bit about myself. And since then, I connected with so many people that I love this group now, but mostly about just connecting and that everyone is so open-minded and has a bit of a different kind of view and what life is about. This is what I really enjoy.
All sort of share similar sort of goals to you and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
It is interesting because you are such like a prominent figure almost on the page. I mean, I know we're friends on Facebook, so of course naturally you'll pop up, but when you look at anyone I sort of engage with on the page or anything, they always share one mutual friend, and it's usually you, which is an incredible sort of feat on your side to have connected with so many people.
Also, you always have friends that we have together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's always the mutual friend, and it always seems to be you. It just pops up with like one mutual friend, and I know it's Ella.
That's so cool. So we like the same kind of people.
Have you done many sort of like Yes Theory meetups? Have you met a lot of these individuals, or is it sort of a strictly post and inspire?
So we never went to a meetup. What we are doing is we use another app that also posts meetups. So this is how we meet people, but it was not a particular Yes Fam meetup in person. What I did till now is really just connecting with people, writing with them, and if we have like similar interests and want to talk, then we just jump on a call. But that's the only interacting that I actually did with other members.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's the other app called then that you use to sort of engage with these people?
It's couchsurfing. I don't know if you know.
Couchsurfing, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we started 5 years ago. Yeah, that's our thing.
Yeah. So is that how you mainly travel? Do you use mostly couchsurfing?
Not mainly. It's just really if we say like, hey, we feel like being surrounded by people or hang out with others. And because if you travel full time and do couchsurfing all the time, it's a lot because you're always around people. And because we are a couple and we work also, it's also nice just to have our own space, be focused on work, or just really chill without having people around. So we really mix up how we feel right now. If we feel more relaxed or need more to focus on work, we look for our own places. And if we feel like, oh, we want to be surrounded by people, do some fun stuff, then we look on couchsurfing.
How is it then in the past 6 years of you traveling, being either with people or sort of together as a couple? What has been the most memorable experience from your time so far?
Wow, that's a really difficult question because I could tell you now like till, I don't know, in 5 days, if you have enough coffee, I can still talk. But I think one of my favorite moments was when we stayed in Australia with a kind of a hippie family. So they lived alone in the forest and had no neighbors around, had a huge property, did their own sustainable business at home, had a lot of kids, a lot of animals, and the vibes were just amazing. And I think I took from this time so much that I really changed the way how I think what I want in life, because I saw and felt the harmony of really going your own path and being on the same vibes with your husband, with your kids, and really just truly enjoy what you're doing. and that was really memorably able. It's a hard word. Yeah, so this was something that I took with me wherever we go, that I said I saw that it's possible to really do your own thing as long you and your partner know exactly what you want. And you feel good with it, that actually it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks about you, as long you feel good with it, you always find a way to live the way how you want to. So that was, yeah, I'm so glad that we stayed with them for so long.
Oh, I'm glad. That definitely, it's always somewhere I've wanted to go, because there's a few of my friends who've either been here and have taken gap years over there, or just naturally from when I went backpacking around Europe, who are naturally from Australia and that. You tend to find that it's mostly either the Australian people around the Europe countries. So it's been nice, because it's somewhere I've wanted to go, and there's now a lot of people that I sort of know communal wise. So yeah, that's good that you've managed to find that kind of family.
Yes, I can connect you with all the people we met. We have so many friends over there.
Well, I know finally when I decide to go over to Australia, I know who to contact for people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So what's in then the future? Of course, baby considering.
The closest future is definitely to launch the book first, the children book, and then we want to continue traveling till maybe 2 months before the birth, that we settle down 2 months before it's happening and just get ourselves cozy and ready for it. In summer we want to visit our family to show the baby, and yeah, then I think August we are for sure somewhere in this world. I don't know where, but we're gonna for sure travel again and do some adventures, and yeah, just explore the new adventure with the baby.
I'm really looking forward to seeing all your posts and that.
Yeah, I have no idea how it's gonna be, but I feel like it's gonna be great.
I'm gonna say no matter what it's gonna be, I'm sure the pair of you can make it great.
Yeah.
Any advice for anyone who's watching or listening who have always wanted to do what you and Flash are doing? What advice would you give them? What words would you say? What can you pass on?
Well, I think the most important is that you really listen to what you're feeling. So if you truly feel like there is something out for me, or I want to explore what is out there, I really recommend going for it, because I think I talk to so many old people that even after 40-50 years you still think about those times, or what could have happened if I would go for it.
Yeah.
So, and many people don't do it because they are scared, or they are overthinking, or people talk them any bullshit in their mind that it's not possible and things like this. And I always say, just try. I mean, if you don't like it after months, there's always a way back. But if you don't try, you don't know what's happening. And you are never alone. There are always people out there who are doing the things that you want to do. There are always people you can reach out to, especially now online. You can always ask questions. Like, no question is stupid or something. Like, before you start something new, you have millions of questions, and as soon you have someone who's like guiding you or telling you what to do, and you start going the first steps, when you realize like, wow, why did I make myself so crazy? This is actually so easy to do. And that's with every single new situation. Before that, it's super scary. As soon you do it, you think like, now we look back and think about so many things and say like, why did we do ourselves so crazy? I mean, it just happened.
Is there anywhere where people can come and see what you and Flash are doing, keep up to date with you, or maybe even contact you themselves?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is if they have Instagram, to go on Passion for Travel, because this is, I think, the platform I share the most with stories, highlights, and things like that. But even if they write me at Ella Geiger on my personal page, it's totally fine. Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, I wish you the absolute best in this next crazy year that you're going to have personally. And then, of course, hopefully once all this clears up, I'm looking forward very much to seeing the pair of you. Well, the three of you at that point.
Yes, that would be so cool if we see each other.
Right, so thanks very much for checking out that episode. If you want to look at any of the content they have, please go check the links in the descriptions. And thank you for watching.
Jetzt hier klappt, aber ja, schauen wir einfach mal, ne?
Drück uns die Daumen.